back when going through?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Just because
actually,
this will help me a lot when I try and start fresh in a new pair, because then I want to try and do the analysis properly on a fresh pair, and then our next lesson have you review it to see if I'm totally wrong or if it's correct, you know?
if you look over here from a monthly, when we are building that monthly higher low over here, obviously there has to be a trend on the lower time frame that's creating this point in time. Agreed? Yeah. If you look over
Yep,
here, the market is not coming down in daily structure. It's not. There's not enough structure here for you to say it's daily impulses that created that point. But if you go to the 4 hour, look, you can see 4 hour structure. Agreed? Yeah. So
that's correct.
this is actually, and this is why we look left. This was a 4 hour lower low. This was a 4 hour lower high over here. This was a four
Okay.
hour lower low over here. And this was a 4 hour lower high over here, right? The price from
Okay.
this point over here just pushed down, didn't it? Agreed? Yeah. This is
It
actually,
did.
this is looks like structure, but it's actually, did this area ever come into demand? Supply, sorry.
No.
No, it didn't, right? So actually, once this broke over here, what point is this now? 4 hour high, maybe? Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, that makes sense.
Now you know the 4 hours bullish, agreed? Yeah. Now are you scared that this area could ever be broken? It can't. Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense because that helps you figure out. Let me just see if I
I
can
don't know, I
draw.
don't know exactly what I'm trying to explain here, but I'm trying to show you that not every structure point is relevant, right? But in order to
Yeah.
work out the relevance of that point, you have to first work out when price is here, over here, and it's breaking across this point over here, right? It broke it, yeah. Does it ever come back into that supply zone? Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
So all of this garbage here is just a 4 hour lower low being built. Am I wrong? Yeah. This is the 4 hour lower high being built into the 4 hour lower low. Yeah.
Okay, so the rest is just kind of
So the breach of this
like
point is actually significant because this should have respected this and pushed lower.
okay.
Yeah. Once this broke across here, we got a 4 hour higher high. And if it comes anywhere below the last supply zone that was broken, and because that's significant, then you've got a valid 4 hour higher low.
And then there's your direction. So if it aligns with the fundamental, you're looking for bulls, like a bullish buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense why you need to go further left. Because everything else is just kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't even know what to call it. Just,
It's
it's
liquidity.
confusion, you know?
Remember the structure and the supply and demand. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to
Hmm.
explain. What I'm trying to explain that breaking of this is not significant. Right? When price broke this, it's not really that significant. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the market's still bearish until the left wing gets violated over here. Once that got violated, and this was the block that was sitting here. 1 second, my screen got cold. This was the block that was sitting here. Yeah. And you can
Okay.
see, you can even do the same principle on a what time frame is this? 30 minute? I don't like what trading view is done over here. They don't say over here what time frame you're on.
Yeah, yours for some reason doesn't, it like eliminates it.
Yeah, you see over here on the 45 minute, when price is pushing up here, yeah, you got a higher high, you got a higher low. My HDMI cable's playing up. Higher high, higher low, right? Price pushes up
Okay.
here, right? Any of these pullbacks, do they come into supply and to demand? Not really. Can you see that? They don't really come into supply, do they? Yeah. Now we
No.
come into supply over here, and now you can look for the three shifts. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
First shift, second shift, third shift, perfect entry. Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense when put into perspective because otherwise you're just drawing highs and lows and you don't really know what is true supply and demand.
Yeah. Because there's no point take even if you didn't think that was entry, this cannot be a zone you take an entry of because it was created after structure was broken, right? So that cannot be this area cannot be future demand, yeah, because it was created
Mhm.
when it was actually it's still a supply zone, right? Yeah, this
Yeah,
can this can be a future demand, yeah, because it was created before the um the supply was
supply.
broken, yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense and puts it into quite a bit of perspective. So then if I'm able to annotate, let me just see here, annotate. So if we were looking for something in kind of this area right here, if like that's the area we were trading in,
Yeah.
I'll be doing my analysis from here first to see where we are. So it would be like
I
this,
would start the
higher high.
analysis right from here and try and understand the supply and demand moves from here to get to here. Yeah. Because
Okay,
even this might come lower here. I don't know. I don't understand the story full enough to give the perspective. Because if you actually look over here, has that has that has that area has it come below that? No, it hasn't. Has it? Yeah.
no,
But I don't know. I don't know the story here to make a judgment call on that yet. Yeah.
okay,
Is that making sense?
it does make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, so that really does make sense as to why you need to go so far back.
Yeah, because you could be looking for an entry here, but then it might not make sense because actually, I mean, it hasn't really, has it? Yeah, but you've got to work out if it was this valid now because this came below that supply and demand zone, or actually have we got a chance for this to come lower?
Okay, and you need to go further back to understand that.
Yeah, I don't know the story yet. I don't know. I don't know, right? I don't even we don't even know how many shifts we're in right now because this is if you look over here, this is liquidity over here. This is the first change of character over here. Yeah.
Okay,
Price away over here, came back into demand. Yeah.
yeah,
And shifted. This is number two over here. Come back down over here. This was
and then shift number three.
this is free over here. So the entry was there. Yeah. Price moved away.
Okay,
The reason why price gave a pullback here is because it made new 1 hour structure here. Even though this is a 4 hour higher high, external,
okay,
all of this movement here shifted the internal trend on the 1 hour. Yeah, even though the change has already happened. I don't know what I'm trying to explain here. Because you saw the same process happen on the Bitcoin entry, right? When Bitcoin
yeah,
shifted through protocols, it made the 30-minute higher high and higher low. So there's external structure here because then the order flow then changes a major time frame leg, and you still get the pullback because this is a 1 hour lower low, lower high. Yeah.
yeah.
1 hour was still bearish until this point broke. Then you got the 1 hour higher high over here. Yeah.
Now we need the higher low.
1 hour higher low. And it came into your last supply zone. It actually came into the relevant block because this is the last. It's actually exhausting when you think about this, to be honest with you. This is why I don't mess around with too many pairs. Not that you can't do it, it's just you got to understand the story of everything. Otherwise, it's just
It is exhausting, but it's quite entertaining in a sense too, because it really unfolds the whole story. Like you said, it's not just guessing, oh, it should be somewhere below here. You don't get that anxiety when you take a trade because the whole story aligns properly, if that makes any sense.
yeah. So you got 1 hour higher, high, high, low, but you've got 30-minute or 15-minute structure right here, right? Yeah.
Okay.
You had what, like, another liquidity built here. phase two. This is your what, first shift here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Structure being built here on the
Holy cow, yeah, it is really like you can really dive down the rabbit hole, so to speak, on all the different time frames.
yeah, so this was the second shift here, number one. This was number two over here. Then you've got a higher, high, high, low. So yeah, so this should do what now? This should actually come back lower, really. But also the key here is it broke across these two structures with a lot of force, right?
Yeah.
You do have a POI here, but ideally you'd want to see this come a little lower. Because this is
Okay.
only the second shift. This is only the second higher, high, higher, low. Higher, high. Higher, low. And this was the third shift here. So yeah, this should come lower, to be honest with you. This has to come lower. Yeah, this
And that would be
hold. It has to come,
at the POI of about 6,700 then, I guess. Like around there, that POI.
possibly, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Making sense?
It does.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that this wick will hold. It's not below the supply that led to the demand sitting below, way below this, sitting here.
Okay.
This looks very similar to the gold on the 4 hour that we saw. I'll go back on gold. Yeah, this looks very similar to this phenomenon over here. You see over here, it wasn't really below the
Yeah.
prop. It came lower. It looks almost a carbon copy of that situation, but on a lower time frame.
Mhm.
See that? It's not really below supply. It's not really below the low supply zone that was broken.
No. Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense.
This is all phase one now, coming back. So mitigate out of this and then shift higher. And actually, if you look over here, they've actually made equal lows here as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, I think the reason why people are buying it is because they see this structure point break. And they think because that's broken, demand was sitting somewhere here to cause a shift. It's not. Demand came in here, right? Your plane's at its destination and wants to come back. It hasn't really come back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that puts it a lot more into perspective.
You really have to think about it. You really have to just walk. You know, it's tedious. I mean, this is not fun. I'm not enjoying this. But it's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And then over here, when it comes down, you can watch for the 3 shifts again. Yeah. Because
On a lower time frame, right?
there's two
When you
areas.
wait for the shifts.
You want to wait for the 3 shifts again.